It's about 11:30 at night, and I thought I'd give you a rundown of what I'm doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays now, and then Fridays and Saturdays. Thursdays, as well as Sundays, are a bit of cheat days for me. Only because, at my level of what I'm doing, I'm just not there yet to either skip cheat days altogether or whatever. That I require a little bit of incentive along the way, and it's not just to go balls out and eat whatever I want on Thursdays and Sundays, but just to give me a little bit more variety. Because you'll quickly see what I'm making, that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, this is what I'm going to be eating, just like I did for 6 days straight when I took part in a breakfast experiment of sorts. I have a friend named Shelby Cormain who helped me with this breakfast shake program through Herbalife. I take the shake within 10 minutes of waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then every 3 hours I have another mini meal of sorts. The second and fourth consists of tuna and celery, and 2 pieces of fruit. The third meal and fifth meal, fifth being the final meal of the day, both consist of brown rice, vegetable, raw, to make sure I preserve all the nutrients that are involved, and a slice of wheat bread, and then some healthy fried boneless chicken. Let me tell you how bland it's been. I've struggled. It's been a chore. For one thing, I'm not a big eater during the day anyway, and I've gotten a lot of crap for it, and rightfully so. I go through my entire day without even thinking about eating, and then when I finally get around to dinner time, I'm hungry, but by then my body's like super hungry, and so I end up eating a bigger meal than I ever should, and I only do it once. And one of the things that I do know is that, the less your body eats as far as time in between, your body holds and absorbs and hangs on to as many of the fats as it can, knowing that it's going to be a long time before the next time it feeds on anything. So what I'm having to do now is eat more often, but eat less portions, to sort of give my metabolism exercise. And so with that, I'm gonna show you what I do painstakingly for about a half hour before bedtime, because brown rice, I didn't know, takes for fucking ever to get done. It takes a whole half hour to boil and get it just right, and then I prep them, and well, you'll see. As I said, I am on a budget, so I'm having to use this brand that is the cheapest I could find for the bulk amount, and I bought several bags to just kind of, get me through as best I can until I can afford perhaps a better product. But each mini meal, requires about a cup of this brown rice. So I'm boiling both cups of rice that I have to consume tomorrow. One cup. And that second cup just finished off that particular bag. And as far as that goes, that's got to boil and mix all together for a whole freaking half hour. That's a lot of brown rice. One of the things that I had to really consider and keep in mind when I was deciding what I can eat and what I can't, even on the days where I'm out and about and I'm not, where I don't have access to my normal foods that I have waiting for me in the fridge. You want to make it low sugar, even natural sugars. You know, you got to be conscientious of, you know, sandwiches and bread, because there's a lot of sugars in those that, you know, just because it doesn't taste sweet doesn't mean it's not in there. You got to be careful. And very low salt. If you can avoid salt altogether, beautiful. If not, you really want to make sure that you don't. One of the other benefits I know of not having salt is that salt, just like caffeine and such things, can be very dehydrating, and you want to make sure that you're obviously properly hydrated, and just keep the blood flowing. You want it to be clean. Salt creates debris, blah 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 blah. One of the other things that you may not have noticed or whatever, that the bags that I had clipped, I even used those little clip things that they give you on hangers when you leave a store with an item. I break those two ends off, and now they become clips to close bags of whatever you've opened that you want to keep sealed. If you have these, break them off. You got them. You don't have to go and buy more. One more thing that I'm doing to be practical and get by. Not a big deal. It's not news, but I do it too. Just gonna cut and prep my celery for the tuna meals. It's actually really hard for me to say which ones, which of the two double meals I hate more, because, you know, tuna and celery. I mean, I love celery, and tuna's okay, but together and with nothing else can be a bit trying. But here I am about to cut up the celery for the tuna portion. I'm only going to put up half of this stock into each bowl, because, like I said, I got 2 meals of this to eat tomorrow. Oi. And put this clipper away finally. Here you see that the first part is prepped. All you gotta do is grab 2 pieces of fruit tomorrow to go with that. That's where the brown rice and chicken's gonna go. The other tuna with the 2 more pieces of fruit. And then more brown rice and chicken. Yay. I will go ahead and kind of skip time for the next few to get to the end of this boring journey, and then I'll explain the shakes real quick. When I was doing the 6-day breakfast shakes with Herbalife, it was a breakfast shake in of itself, and it was cookies and cream flavored, which was delicious, but I still added a banana or some strawberries here and there over the 6 days to kind of just tweak the flavor a little bit to make it something different. But it was actually the one meal a day I was looking forward to, just because it did taste like something. It was really good. And as part of the program, I was given 1 metabolism pill per shake. So I would take the pill in the morning along with the shake, and then I would eat those other 4 meals throughout the day, and then that's it. Accompanied with that, I have been exercising. I've been walking every day. and or jogging. It just depends on my mood and where I'm at physically. But it's gotten increasingly better. I've walked a lot more, and sure, I've gotten blisters, but no pain, no gain, right? As far as the shakes I'm going to do now are all going to be soy milk based. It's just going to be comprised of ice, the soy milk, my choice of fruits, which is going to primarily be bananas and apples, and then follow the same regimen as I did before. I won't have the metabolism pill, but that's just because I can't afford it on a regular basis. But that shouldn't stop you guys. If you have the means to do it, I recommend it. I'm just not at the capacity right now. But as part of my journey, once I get there, I will definitely be re-adding that to my my daily. As the brown rice gets closer to being done, is when I start cooking the chicken that's going to go with the brown rice. I didn't want to make it too fattening, so I'm using a canola oil spray, but that mostly it's just going to be cooked within its natural juices of the chicken itself. That you don't want to use heavy oils or anything like that. Counterproductive. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm spraying the pan and about to add the chicken. I just don't want the chicken to stick, you know what I mean? For my 6-day challenge, I was only getting 1 piece of chicken per bowl of brown rice. At the time, I had to do a little low because it was the end of the month, and I only get so much money allotted towards food. But to try to see how far I can get, now that those 6 days are over and I'm doing it on my own, I'm adding a piece of chicken to each of my meals, so now I have 2 boneless thighs to go with the brown rice, with the raw vegetables and the piece of wheat bread. Because the whole idea is, apparently, even though I'm a big guy as it is, with what I'm doing, I have to eat more, and it's about eating the right things. And so, even though I'm used to eating, I'm not used to eating this much per day. I might be able to knock about half of this in one go, but that's still a lot more food per day. And I know everybody's out, I know a lot of people out there don't believe it or don't understand it, but just trust me, in the long run, it's legit. I do believe that, to get healthy, so much of it is what you eat, not just whether or not you exercise. So in order to get to where you want to go physically, you've got to make sure that you're putting the right stuff in your body. Well, the brown rice is done. I almost don't even have to drain it. The chicken's still cooking for a few more minutes, but I'm going to go ahead and start putting these in the bowls. Just finishing up the chicken. These pieces aren't exactly evenly matched, but what I'll do is I'll split them up accordingly, and I'll eat the biggest meal to my last one, because no later than 7 o'clock, no matter what happens, I gotta stop eating, so that my body has enough time to start digesting the food before I go to bed. And then finish digesting while I'm in bed, but also not spend the entire time doing so. What a lot of people's problems are is that they eat too soon as they go to bed, and it's not just something our parents nag about. if you go to bed too soon after just eating, your body will spend the entire time you're asleep digesting the food that you just ate. And if your body spends the whole night doing that, it's not actually getting the rest that it should. So a lot of your digestion needs to happen while you're still awake, so that while you're sleeping, your body can finish doing that, but then also be productive by not doing much of anything while you actually rest. So as I stated, once I get done drinking the shake, about 3 hours later, I will go ahead and have meal 2. 3 hours from that, I'll have meal 3. This one will consist of 2 pieces of fruit to add to that. This one will have a piece of wheat bread, whole wheat, with a piece of raw vegetable, just because I'm on a budget or I'd eat more. And then a repeat of meal 2. And then finally meal 5. And that will be my entire day. Just that. So like I said, the one thing I get to look forward to is that delicious shake in the morning. And now real quick, I'm just going to show you what it's like with the new kind of shake that I have to drink instead of the cookies and cream from Herbalife. It's still pretty fun. It's just different. It's not as thick, but I'm still working on the consistency, trying to make sure that I have enough fruit versus everything else and vice versa, you know, so just to try to get that chunky feeling. Yeah, so I'm going to put banana, ice, soy milk, kale, and that's about it. Alright. And probably good to use the old Terminator cup so that, you know, I'm going to be using the smoothie and, or, you know, having a shake, whatever, that I need to kill it. Kill it! Alright. Okay, so I didn't quite put enough of everything because it's not quite a full cup, but I will deal with it today and try again try again tomorrow. And now we drink. Okay. It's not bad, but there's still little pieces of ice, and they're bugging me. I'm trying to hold them in, or hold them into the cup while I'm still trying to drink the liquid, so it's been a little difficult. The strongest flavor in here is the banana. Bet they don't give that problem at Jamba Juice. And now that I'm almost done, I did forget that I did want to add a tint of peanut butter. So, again, oh well. It'll go into making the next one tomorrow. Almost done. Down to here. Okay, pretty sure this is the last swallow. No more. I terminated it. Alright, so that's my morning, and then so, with all those meals I made, the next meal will be in 3 hours. The tuna, celery, and then 2 pieces of fruit, and then so on and so on. To the chicken, brown rice, raw vegetable, and piece of wheat bread. Blah. But that I think that's going to conclude this episode. Oh yeah, that's right. I came up with BAMFisode. Because by the time I start recording this one, I haven't officially published the first one. But yeah, so this is I'm gonna call them BAMFisodes. Just because I can, because I want to, and yeah. Alright. So, until next time, look in the mirror and make sure that you keep pushing forward.